All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about why fitness coaches are struggling with social media here in 2025 going into 2026. Specifically, I want to talk about why they're struggling to get leads, why they're struggling to get any sort of like traction for their business in the online space, and why they're not signing as many clients as they used to. And so this is a big problem I'm hearing just repetitively over and over from coaches, not even just brand new coaches, from successful online fitness coaches who have been building their business for the last few years. They've been posting consistently and hit, 10, 20, 30K months in the past. But it just feels like, hey, they're invisible right now. Again, they're just not getting traction. It's just like what used to work is not working quite like it used to. And so I was doing a little bit of journaling this morning here, and I wrote down 5 key points, the biggest shifts that I've really seen over the last 12 months, and really like where my focus is as I'm helping online fitness coaches, even inside my own business, heading into 2026. So if you're brand new here, my name is Tel. I'm the owner of Content and Clients. I got started as an online fitness coach all the way back in 2016. And so I've been doing this for the last 9 or 10 years. And I've been helping coaches inside of their business for the last 5 years. And so everything I share with you is just from actually being in the market myself and just from all the people that I've helped, all right? And so I want to get into these 5 points. The biggest thing, again, is like just really great coaches right now are just really struggling with social media. So much is changing right now. I've actually made this a little bit unscripted and kind of rabbit trail, but I made some predictions earlier this year that things like follower count and your audience and things like that were going to start to matter less and less, meaning that what I'm seeing in the shift that I'm really starting to begin to see in the online space is that good content is winning right now. So the reason I know this is true is because I see content all the time on my own timeline, and I read it and it's like, oh, this is amazing. And I see this person every single day, and I always stop and always read their post. And a lot of times nowadays, when I actually click on their profile, what I realize is this is a person I don't even follow. And yet their content is making it onto my timeline. So this is really the trend that is being, that I'm seeing happen right now, is that in the past, it mattered about, the creators that had the biggest followers, that had the biggest audience, that was creating the most content. Those were the people that were actually winning. And that is completely going away. And what is really winning right now is just the content itself. And so kind of like TikTok a few years ago, the world that we're experiencing right now on Facebook and on Instagram specifically is that you can be a small creator and you can still get lots of traction, you get lots of eyeballs, lots of leads. It's no longer, again, just about the audience. And so I want to talk about these 5 struggles. I want to talk about these 5 insights that I can give you. These are things that I have really packaged up and I call the industry leader way. And it's my belief that the industry leader way is the best way to be thinking about posting online and to be actually growing your business, like I said, going into 2026. So number 1 is, let's go ahead and hop into these. Visibility is the real skill. All right, visibility is the real skill. The focus so much in the past was, becoming like a really great coach. And if you were a really good coach and you're able to get people client results and things like that, you stood out in the online space. Like if you yourself were like super fit and you just like posted, you had abs and a 6-pack and that kind of stuff, that really stood out in the online space. And because you were a good coach, you would get clients. But the thing is that there are lots of good coaches in the market right now. And so getting more certifications, just focusing on redoing your onboarding, for the 14th time, like these are no longer things that are needle movers inside of your business. Now they might be necessarily needed, like right now if some of that stuff is struggling and it needs to be reworked in the business, but for the sake of social media and for the sake of getting leads and getting clients, this is no longer a needle mover. All right. And I'm seeing this happen with coaches again that were successful, experienced good momentum in the past. It's not, it's not getting the type of results they used to. And so I'm seeing lots of coaches go back to thinking that they need to be getting more certifications and things like that. And ultimately what's happening is they get those certifications and they realize like, hey, they didn't actually solve the problem. Like the problem still exists. They're still invisible. They're still not getting leads. They're still not getting clients. So many coaches right now are even just telling me things like people don't even message them back in the DMs, right? Like they can't even begin to get any sort of traction. And so visibility is the skill. It's not enough to just be an expert. It is now about being seen. All right. We have to really figure out like, what do these platforms want from us? What is the content that's actually working right now, and making sure that we're getting into the space? Because if people do not see you, if they're not actually consuming your content, then you're really going to struggle to actually get leads and get clients. Because like go back, for instance, to 2020, 2021, to even 2023, it was not uncommon for people to just hop on sales calls, right? Like the whole world shifted, everything, went into the online space. COVID really shut everything down. And so during that time period, it was not uncommon for you to get a new friend, get a new follower. By that afternoon, you'd have them booked in for a sales call. And they would come to a sales call really not knowing who it was you were. They didn't really understand anything about your program. They hadn't consumed a lot of content. And they would just come to a call. And if you were good at running sales calls, you would sign a client. The issue is nowadays is that's just not happening. People are just not even wanting to hop on calls to begin with. And if they do, it's because, they want to have already consumed a lot of your content. And so visibility is the real skill to be learning right now. Now, the top coaches that I'm working with, I want to share a little bit of a story. All right. The number 1 top coach that I would say is a great example of this that I'm working with at the moment. She experiences inbound leads and inbound clients, right? So about 90% of the clients that she's actually signing are people reaching out to her. People are actually consuming her content. They go, hey, I like the way that you're actually communicating this stuff. I'm liking the stuff that I'm seeing from you on the timeline. and I would like to learn more about your program and what it would actually look like to work with you. And this is really the world that we have to be creating in 2026. We're no longer able to just play that game of just like spamming outbound DMs. It's not about going from like 50 to 100 cold DMs every single day to be landing clients. Like, we really have to think about this content thing and create a world where people are actually coming to us. So number one is we have to be thinking about visibility. It's no longer just okay to be good at what you do. Like, that's also that's like how do I want to say it? Like, this is implied, right? Like, you need to be good at what you do, right? That's kind of like the obvious, like if you hire a carpenter to build you a house, like, you expect them to show up and have tools, right? It's not a thing that's like really a selling point. It's like, oh, like, you would expect that, right? You would expect them to show up with a work van and have saws and hammers and tools, right? And so we can't just be good coaches anymore. We have to really start understanding how do we actually create good marketing, good content, good offers, and a good business. So that's number one. Visibility is the real skill right now to be focused on building. Number two is that a philosophy beats a niche. All right, a philosophy beats a niche. This is a huge trend. This is actually something that I used to teach in the past, that you needed to find a niche. Pick your niche. Let's build around your ideal client. We're going to go all in on that person. And that was really what worked, the last 5 years. Niching is working less and less and less. For most people, I've even seen it just like completely stop working at all. The thing we really want to be focusing on right now is building a philosophy. All right, building like an actual philosophy. Instead of setting out to serve a niche, we want to think about creating a niche. And I actually just shot a video on this just last week on Friday, I believe it was. So if you actually go to my videos after this one, maybe I can link it down below as well. Go watch that, where I talk about we're no longer setting out to serve a niche. We want to think about creating a niche. And really the overall premise of that video was that you need to have a philosophy. You need to be super clear on how it is you actually help clients, and really go all in on building around yourself and you becoming the niche, right? The reason for this is, the go-to advice over the last 5 years, and still currently is, like, the industry norm is, you're told to build a niche. And so number one, it's like, all the other coaches are out there pursuing a niche. And so, like, what's the most common? It's like busy professionals. It's like busy moms. It's dads, right? Like, these are some of the more like common niches that are out there. And so number one, it's just the most competitive, games to be playing. Like, if you hop into like helping busy moms, nothing about that really stands out anymore. If you did that 5 years ago, like, you're one of the few people serving busy moms, like, you could do really good, right? But that just like no longer works. And so if everybody is serving busy moms, the one thing we can do that's different, that's unique, that actually stands out is build the business around you, around your views, your philosophy, your beliefs, and what it is that you actually think people should be doing. And so I talk about this a lot as becoming an industry leader, right? And an industry leader really builds a personal brand. They really step up as the ideal client themselves. They really put themselves out there as like, hey, this is what winning looks like. And this is how I approach fitness. This is the stuff that I do. This is the stuff that I believe. And they begin to lead the way inside of the space. And so when people are signing up, they're signing up not because you just help like busy moms. They're signing up because they see a person who is on their own fitness journey, who's crushing it, who is sharing their own personal stories. They're sharing their client results. They are showing what life can look like. And so they want to join up to be a little bit more like that person, if that makes sense, right? Like that person is like actually literally leading their clients, right? They are not just hiding behind posts, right? That's what a lot of people with niches are doing, is like they're just kind of hiding behind posts. They're kind of hiding behind their hooks. The industry leader really puts themselves out there and says, hey, this is who I am. This is where I'm going, and you're welcome to join me if you would like. And so focusing on philosophy over niches is point number two that I wanted to give you. Again, think of this through the lens of these are the 5 reasons why coaches are really struggling in the online space right now. Number one, the focus in the past was just be a really great coach and you're pretty much automatically guaranteed to get clients. Nowadays, visibility is the skill to be building. Number two, it's not focusing on a niche anymore. Instead, it's focusing on a philosophy and embodying that philosophy yourself and actually leading and bringing people along for the journey. Number three is media first, coach second. All right, so all these kind of build off of each other, but media first, coach second. This is a really, really important distinction. This is a bit nuanced, but this is an important conversation to be having here going into 2026. Is your entire focus and like the frame that you want to be viewing your social media through is that you are a content creator who you're not a coach who posts content. You're a content creator who happens to have coaching, right? Who happens to also be a coach. So let me say that again. You are not a coach who posts content. You are a content creator who coaches. Very, very important distinction to be made. So many clients, again, in the past, the way we landed them was, number one, you're a really good coach. Number two, people would just hop on a sales call, learn about what it is you do. You could throw in a little bit of urgency, give them a really cool, like sign up discounts, and like you could do things on the actual sales call and people would join. But that's not the world we live in anymore. People are doing their research. People are going to consume all of your content. Google calls this the 7-11-4 rule. And the part that refers to the content pieces, it basically states that the average client is going to have to consume 7 hours of content before they actually sign up and become a client of yours. All right, so key important piece here. Google did some study, they did research. And obviously, Google's a huge multi-billion, probably even like $1 trillion business, huge business. They looked at all of the data they have, and what they found was that the average client, before they sign up to an online service, is going to consume roughly 7 hours of content. And so the biggest reason why a lot of coaches right now are struggling is because, again, in the past, content didn't play that big of a role. Like, we all posted it. It was important. It was like a daily to-do. Like, it was a non-negotiable. Like, you had to post content. Like, if you didn't post content, you just literally didn't exist online. But nowadays, the importance of that has really elevated, right? In the past, you could get away with just sending some more DMs, doing some more hard calls to actions, throw up another scholarship, throw up another challenge or something like that, and you would sign clients. Nowadays, again, though, people are doing their research. People are sitting on the timeline. They're scrolling more than ever. People's social media usage is through the freaking roof. And so that, like, visibility, so I said visibility is the skill to be learning right now. It's figuring out, how do I actually get people to consume my content? Because they're going to have to consume 7 hours of content before they actually want to join the program on average. There's going to be some people that probably consume a little bit less. There's going to be people that consume way more. But on average, 7 hours of content consumed is going to be needed. And so the real business that you are in is media distribution. It is posting content that actually pre-sells people on who it is you are, the problems that you solve, and how it is you can actually help them, right? That's the game right now. It's a content creation game, right? And so this is good news. Like, if you are a coach that's good at what you do, because it means that you have a ton of stuff to actually share with people, right? Like, if you're a coach that's crushing it with your clients, it means that you have tons of case studies and social proof. If you're a coach that has gotten some certifications or has been doing this for a while and you have lots of good insights and things to share with people, well, it means that you have like lots of content to create. So this is really good. You can begin to immediately set yourself apart from all the other coaches by just creating really good content that showcases your authority, showcases your expertise, and again, does all the pre-selling for you. And so insight number 3 that I wanted to give you is that media first, coaching second. Very important key distinction as we go into 2026. If you want to be a coach that wins next year, this is the way you have to be thinking. Whether we like it or not, content is king. Content always has been king. Like, content creation is the game in the online space right now. And number one, like, I'll say I love it, right? I love it. Content creation is one of my most favorite things to actually do in business. And because it's like your creative outlet, right? Like, if you're a creative person, if you have good ideas, creation comes naturally to you probably. And that means that, you get to actually flex maybe some of your strengths and the stuff that you're actually passionate about. Like, you can actually build a business doing stuff that you love and stuff you enjoy and stuff that's fun, right? So number 3, media first, coaching second. We got 2 more here. Number 4, this is a really important one. This is a big shift that I've actually just really noticed in the last probably 3 or 4 months. So really only like the last 12 to 16 weeks. It's that calm is the new urgency. All right, calm is the new urgency. So much of the noise out there right now is that you need to be doing all kinds of urgency and all kinds of scarcity, that you need to be injecting FOMO and like fear into your marketing of really just like hammering and getting people to take action. Now, for sure, there needs to be some sort of line in the sand moment that's drawn to be able to sign a client. But what we're seeing more and more is that in the market right now, anxiety seems to be really high, right? There's lots of turmoil. There's lots of just things going on in the world, politically, just like all over. There's so much going on right now. And coaches that are executing under the kind of the old ways of like all of these tactics and systems and all these complicated funnels where you send them here and then you send them there and then you shoot them over here and you open up 3 spots and then the 3 spots are all gonna be gone and they're pushing. Those coaches are the ones that are actually struggling a lot right now. And it's the coaches who are showing up in the chaos, in the storm, and are saying, hey, you know what? I've got this other way. I understand your day-to-day struggles. I understand all the chaos and the things that are happening in your life. And I happen to have this other way that's really simple. It's something that's new. It's something that's different. It's something you've never tried before. And I have this other way that would be the perfect way for you. The person that's able to show up with confidence, with competence, with a calm, like sort of energy and vibe about them. Those are the coaches right now that are attracting all the clients, right? It's the coaches that are, a lot of them are freaking out because their own business isn't maybe doing well right now. And that nervous, scared energy is just literally getting pushed out into social media. And it's very client repellent. And so right now, specifically in a very busy season, it's November 2025 right now as I'm shooting this, in a very busy season of life where people are already feeling very chaotic. If you are inserting more chaos into your marketing right now, it's really going to just push people away from you. And so calm is the new urgency. It's no longer about all of these gimmicks and things that so many coaches are pushing right now, so many business coaches are pushing, all of these gimmicks and all of these crazy client engines and client signing systems and just all of this like crazy stuff that's being put out there. That is not what we're seeing to win right now. All right, we're seeing calm is the new urgency, which is again just really highlighting that people are looking for a leader. They're looking for someone that is calm, stable, consistent, and does not feel like a lot of chaos. Because again, like think about it logically, right? Like nobody wants to, nobody wants to be like living a chaotic life and then hire a coach that makes their life even more chaotic. All right, so calm is the new urgency. And then the 5th and final point before I wrap this up is show, don't tell. All right, show, don't tell. Using client results right now to sign clients, first of all, it is and always has been the number one way to get clients. There's a huge caveat on this right now, though. All right, the old way of doing things of just sharing client wins is no longer working. It's not something that's going to get you clients. What actually gets you clients right now, and what is actually potent and will work super well for you, is actually storytelling. And so many coaches, the way that they're really messing up their client results right now is they're just sharing very generic wins. They're just sharing very basic, like, hey, check it out. This person lost 25 pounds. How cool is that? Or they're like, hey, this person, joined my program and they lost some weight. Like, how cool is that? And instead, what we really want to be doing is picking specific pieces from our client journey, picking specific pieces and like key systems and resources and playbooks and key parts from their journey where they really excelled, or it's the key playbook that really unlocked something for them, or it's a key way that you approach things that really was the thing that clicks for them. And what we really want to be doing right now is selling mechanisms and explaining to people this very specific thing that you have inside your program, inside of your philosophy, inside of your way of doing things, how this little specific thing was, the hinge that swung a big door, right? It was like the key that unlocked the kingdom for them, so to speak, right? It was the one thing that they did this that unlocked all of these results. And then beginning to storytell around those things. It's not so much focusing on the actual client result itself. It's not just telling people, hey, I'm a great coach and look at these results and you should want to come join me. It's showing them. It's showing them what you guys actually did, the journey and the process and the story of how you guys actually got here. This is where they were, and these were all the problems they were experiencing and what was happening. And so we plugged in and we used this very specific thing and explained to them the insights and the details and the steps and the stuff that you actually did. Said differently, the thing people are really looking for right now is they want to see all of the nuanced little details. Everybody is making the same claims, right? Like everybody has helped their clients lose weight and get in shape and all that kind of stuff. Again, we already talked about that just being a good coach is no longer good enough, right? There's a bunch of really good coaches out there that everybody's gotten people results at this point. And so it's no longer just, hey, here's client results, here's a happy client, this is amazing, oh, come join the program. People want to understand specifically how you got them on this certain workshop and you linked up their wearables and their Apple Watch to a certain app and you guys collected data for 14 days. And then you took that data and you imported it into ChatGPT and you created a custom meal plan and a custom workout that fit to their busy schedule. You had an idea of like what the most optimal split was going to be according to, when were the most stressful days that they had at work, right? Like people want to see like this in-depth detail of like what you're actually doing with your clients. So we need to show them what we actually do inside the program instead of just telling them how great we are. And so these are really like the big 5 things. Again, so many coaches right now are telling me, I'm struggling with social media. It's not working. I'm posting consistently. I've hit really big months in the past. I've booked lots of sales calls in the past. Like I'm not new to the game, but it's just not working anymore. And so this is really the 5 shifts. Number 1, it's no longer good enough to just be a great coach. We have to shift to prioritizing visibility as the skill that we're building, getting good at the actual act of content creation, offer creation, messaging, positioning. Like we have to actually get clear on our brand pillars, our core message, our offer promises, our big ideas, our frameworks, right? We have to actually get clear on what our message is and actually get clear on how to put them out there and position them and message, like create a message around them that's actually captivating and compelling, right? So in other words, like we have to create good content. If we're not creating good content that's interesting, captivating right now, you're really going to struggle. Number 2, and again, the reason for that is because of those algorithm changes I talked about. Like people just, it's no longer about like who follows you. Like you see content from people you don't even follow, right? So the content and the message has to be good right now. Number 2, philosophy over niche. It's no longer about just like picking a niche and trying to go all in on that. We have to build a philosophy. We have to step up, lead, put ourselves out there, showcase what it is we believe, showcase our values, and begin to attract like-minded people to us. Number 3, media first, coaching second. If you approach your business as a media company and you put out content that gets people to consume hours and hours and hours of content, you will absolutely sign clients. Again, the coaches that just kind of see content as like this, oh, like I have to do it, so I'm going to, half-heartedly do it. It's just not going to work anymore, right? Number 4, calm is the new urgency. While everybody else is push, 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 if you are the coach that shows up, who's calm, cool, collected, who very clearly has a process, who has a philosophy, who is competent, they have lots of confidence, and it's just very clear that, hey, this coach could get me results. That's what's going to assign clients. That is the energy that is attractive to people right now. And number 5, show, don't tell. All right. Don't just tell people you're a great coach. Actually show them what it is you do, how it is you help people, and show them that, hey, under my leadership, I also could help you. So that's the 5 big shifts that we need to be making. Now, I just want to say, as I wrap this up, if you are a fitness coach right now who is struggling, you're feeling invisible, you know that, hey, my content, my message, my offer, like stuff is just not clicking right now. I'm not getting leads. I'm not getting any sort of online traction, and I would like help with that. Feel free to reach out to me. Send me a DM over on Facebook. Just comment the word like leader to me or something like that. I'd love to chat with you and just take a look at your social media. I'm happy to audit your timeline, really just take a look at what all is going on. Secondly, as well, if you go down below, I just created a brand new playbook. All right, so the brand new playbook is called the Visibility Playbook, and inside of it, it breaks down the 8 types of content you want to be creating. All right, again, the 8 types of content. So many coaches, this is going to be brand new stuff you've never seen before. I know because I've been through all the same programs as you. This is not just generic create, character posts and connection posts. Like this is going to be the 8 types of content to be posting to actually sign clients, to get leads, and to get followers, and to get clients on social media in 2026. So if you go down below, there'll be a link to that. I'll put up a landing page, have that thing emailed over to you. But like I said, if you'd like my direct one-to-one help with this, also feel free to reach out to me. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.